Can't believe I actually paid $12 for this. So this started off satirical. It was the joke that I was gonna watch Sword Art Online in a theater, but here I am. So now I'm just chilling here, waiting for my dude to show up. My one singular dude on a Thursday night. How does it feel that this is what you're doing on a Thursday night?
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like...
Yeah, you know, if watching SAO on a Thursday night is what I'm doing, well, alright.
Alright, final thought. Oh shit, it's only you. What do you think?
For a lot of it, I was impressed. I was like, wow, you know, this is good. They gave Asuna a lot of character, and I think, I said it before, but I'll say it again for the video. Kirito suffers from Jack Sparrow syndrome, where he works a lot better as a side character, but when you make him a main character like they did in the main series, he falls off really hard. So I think with Asuna as the lead, and then Kirito as a side character, yeah, it's great.
Sword Art Online Progressive, Aria of a Nightless Star is a soft reboot movie of Sword Art Online. I walked into this expecting to meme on it, cause it's Sword Art Online. And when I walked out, I got something that was surprisingly pretty good. To give some context, I'm someone who's watched all of Sword Art Online. I thought the first season was mid, and then the second half of the first season, which made it garbage. Second season, most of it was very boring. There was some good spots, but generally not great. The movie, or ordinal scale, was horrible. The initiating incident in that movie happened 1 hour in. So, suffice to say, I'm not a huge fan of Sword Art Online and that specific saga. Now, when I did watch Alicerization, I did start liking that, but that's only because it kind of did a soft reboot resetting Kirito's character, making him essentially a different character. But then there was the second part of that world, the War of the Underworld, which kind of dropped the ball a lot and returned it back to what this was. Kirito, power fantasy, all that shenanigans that I did not like. Now, this movie actually focuses on Asuna as the protagonist, and it takes from the novel SAO Progressive, which was the author going back to the roots and starting the first arc from layer to layer, level to level, really getting in all the details in between all the action and all the rushed plot. It fleshes out the world and it fleshes out the characters, and it's exactly what happens here. We understand Asuna so much more as a character, and Kirito being a supporting character, as Michael said, served really well, because the dude's not that interesting. Whoa, you're a loser. Want to go into this game where you're the best? That's what he is, and that's why he's not super interesting as a main character. But Asuna, with all of her, I guess, is it? I think it's slight spoilers if I even talk about some of her motivations here, because that's what the movie stems on. You don't know any of these, and it just shows you how much the original series lacked in character depth. So, yeah, overall, what I would say is that this movie really did surprise me. It was a lot better than I thought. Action was amazing, score was amazing, pacing was good. It's a very well-executed concept. However, it is a story that you've probably seen before. And as time goes on, I've had this revelation where story concept is one thing. A story concept can really grasp you, but even if the concept isn't that great, when a story is executed really well, with great acting, great cinematography, wonderful pacing, then it's a very enjoyable and good story. You can have the best premise in the world, but if you mess up that execution, well, you got a bad show on your hand. It doesn't matter how it looked on the scripts. When it turns out like that, it's bad. So, anyways, I'm going to have to give this a 70. It was surprisingly good. It's not a new concept. No, it's, in fact, just a soft reboot. It's everything that you've seen, but from a different angle, with more perspective. And that perspective was just really good. If you were to start off watching the series, nothing else, just from this movie, it's also a good point to actually hop off of. But yeah, it's good. 70. Very solid. Now to talk about a little bit of spoilers. Man, it's really difficult to even talk about spoilers for this because of how this is structured. It's a soft reboot. The same events happen. If you watch the show, well, you've seen the plot of this movie. Except the specific depth of Asuna's character. Specifically in her best friend, Mito, who we really don't get to see at all in the TV series. The relationship between Mito and Asuna is complicated. Mito as a character isn't inherently bad, but it's fear that ultimately drives her apart, and that was just really sad. And seeing them back together at the end was cool. Except for the part where Asuna went from Asuna, a high schooler who suddenly got transported into this world, who has a best friend who abandoned her, and she had to fend for herself for like multiple months on end with no goal in sight, to Asuna, Kirito's boyfriend. It's the point that Michael made, but I would like to rehash that here. That was at the end when Mito was like, yo, we cool? And she's like, yeah, we cool. Anyways, I'm gonna chase this guy now. Kind of cringe, not gonna lie. But that was how, I guess that's how the story is. And hey, not the best written material, but those little gaps filled in with these scenes really take it a long way and really makes it a lot more enjoyable and accessible. Like, literally, to be honest, if you'd never seen anything about the show and you watch this, it would be like, it would be fully accessible. You would understand everything. There's not, it portrays it in a very accessible manner, which I think is good, considering how deep in shit the TV show is currently in, and how fucking complicated and completely messy that's just, I don't even want to get to that. But to be honest, yeah, really nice surprise here. Just a very well executed, good time. Anyways, that's what I thought of the movie. What do you guys think? It's very much the prologue of this series. I don't know how many more movies they're gonna make. At the end of this movie, they tease that next year they're coming up with a sequel. But man, if they're gonna adapt all the books without skipping anything, we're gonna have like 60 movies on our hands. And I just don't know how possible that is. It's most likely they're going to skip around, but how will that affect the new viewer's experience? Someone who's only watched this movie. If they choose to just like skip a lot of content, I don't know. But we'll see. It's weird praising Sword Art Online, but I guess this is where we're at right now. It was good. It was very, very solid. And that's just my general thoughts. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Dude, like, she just took a bite of Kirito's cream, you know? And then she got
She stays around for Kirito's cream pie in bath.
Yeah. That's her motivation. She wants more of that cream in the bath. That's her character now.